Good morning, everyone. I mean, it's morning here, but it could be afternoon or evening when you're watching this, but it is morning here. And I've got all my chores done. Went in and cleaned the 2 little cow pies that Faith had put in her lean-to. Got those cleaned out. Then she came out because I was getting some of the hay right here on the ground for the rabbits. She came out and was eating, and then she noticed that I started walking up to the house because I had to shut the hose off, and then I had to go to the bathroom, and she was mooing at me. I told her I was going to come back out, and she was out here grazing, and I already brushed her again for the second time. Sometimes I'll rebrush her after I've just brushed her. I'll go again around both sides of her. I always look her over really well. The one teat, it's her left front, has some scabbing around it. It's like where the insulator went up on it, her teat would be hanging down, and she's got scabbing on this side of it, on the back corner, so it'd be, you know, like my thumb and finger area over here. She's got some scabbing. So hopefully that'll be all healed up and everything, and then I'm going to keep her udder pretty lubricated with some all natural remedies that I'm going to use on her to help prevent that from happening. And the way that they're saying our winters are going to be, I'm really concerned about that because she'll have a full bag and everything, and I really want to try to keep her lean-to as dry and as comfortable as possible. And keep her udder as good as I can keep it too. But I thought I would just video here because usually I'll put my chair in here and after I'm done brushing her. She just likes knowing that I'm in here with her even though I'm not like right next to her, because if I leave she'll start mooing at me. And usually what I like to do is let her graze. What she does is she eats from the bill and then she goes that way over. Usually she'll grab a drink and she'll graze all through here, and she comes up along this way, grazes up through this stuff, up through there, and then she usually will go back in the lean-to. So I figured, you know what, we can just sit here and watch Miss Faith graze away. I spoke with little Grace today. That's actually baby's side facing us right now. I didn't feel her moving, so I'm assuming she was sleeping, but I still talked to her and put my head on her belly, on Faith's belly there, right where she'd be laying at. I've been seeing more and more Jersey cows up for sale on my family milk cow Facebook page that I'm on. And a lot of them, they're sending for their you know, to see if they're A2 or not. And a lot of them are coming back as like A1, A2, or A1, A1, and I'm like, that just tells me that that Jersey wasn't a purebred Jersey, because a lot of purebred Jerseys are A2. And when you find one that has double A2, it's a unicorn. That's what a lot of people say. And Faith is definitely a unicorn, even though she has her sway back and then her broken tail, or crooked tail I should say, and then her shoulders tend to kind of push out when she's grazing or eating, kind of like she's bow-legged. But supposedly she was a little miracle baby, so she's just perfect. She's got a great personality. I did sit down with her this morning And I got right in front of her, like her head. She was looking right at me, and her big brownish black eyes are just adorable. And she's just, her nose was like very close to my chin when she was looking at me. And she like was just looking into my soul. It was like so deep into me, and it was unbelievable how she was looking like that, but she was, and I know she's very bonded to me. Billy's like, he went in there when she was laying down. She won't get up or nothing usually, but he said she kept putting her head over on her side because she didn't want me touching her. He said she's not quite as used to me, but I spend a lot of time with her. Like I told Billy, I said, even if we had, 10 milkers out here, I would do this every day to each and every one of them. I would be out here every day brushing every one of them 2 or 3 times a day. I brush Faith probably about 10 times a day because it's just her. I have that ability to do that. And I've been asked what my chore load is like with her. Is it more or less? And actually it's less, because with the goats I had 4 separate pins that I was having to deal with. My buck pin, a little buck pin, my milker pin, and then my little doe pin. And I was having to deal with them every day, which wasn't a problem. I mean, I've been doing that for years. Years. I had goats from the time I was 7 all the way up till I was, I don't know, when did we get out of them? I'm trying to think when my mom decided to get out of them. I think I was 12 or something. And then I ended up getting my horse, my barrel horse, when I was 15 or 14. So it was, I think I was 15. I was 14 going on 15 when I got him. So she had sold the goats like just prior to that. So I was like 12 or 13 when she sold them. And then I didn't show them no more in 4-H. I started showing calves. And my first little steer was a Jersey steer. And I showed him. And it kind of went to a point where I was just always with my horse. My last year of 4-H, though, I showed a Angus steer, and he was 1,335 pounds. I won reserve grand champion with him as a medium heavyweight cow steer, and that was the last year that I had 4-H and everything. And then I was barrel racing after that. I started modeling too soon after that. I was modeling off and on from the time I was 16 and up, I think. My mom took me to a couple photo shoots, and it was fun. And then I got back into goats in 2008 when I was married to my first husband. I wanted to get back into goats again. And my son, Elijah, I breastfed all my children, but Elijah was one that went from breastfeeding right to goat's milk. And if anybody knows, women's breast milk is A2. And it's amazing how God created us like that, and how we're supposed to be drinking A2 milk, because the A1 milk is not good for us. That's your basic milk that you get in the store, unless it states it's A2, but most of that is just A1 milk, and that's got the bad becantine, carotene, or whatever you want to call it in there. And the A2 is right where goats have A2. They're just single chromosome A2. Sheep are single chromosome A2. Water buffalo are single A2. And then most jerseys are singled A2. But like I said, you can find, it's very rare, but you can find ones that have double chromosome. And the farm that I got her from, he has a lot of double chromosome because that's what he breeds for. Like the baby that she's carrying should be A2A2, and I could go ahead and figure that out just from her being a couple days old, is getting 20 to 30 tail hairs off of her and then sending them in, and I could DNA test her too. But I've already got 2 different bulls that I'm thinking about. I need to figure out how much a small semen tank is, because like I said, Miss Faith here, she's going to have to be AI'd for as long as she's here on our farm. And I'm talking till she's no longer wanting to breed no more, and then she can retire. But I'm just saying, like, she will have to be AI'd no matter what. So I need to learn how to do that myself. And then any of our heifer calves we're going to AI too, for sex semen. And I found 2 really nice bulls that I really like that are A2A2. They call them genetics of hand milking because their teats are very long and big. The one bull, he's a real dark colored, he's almost black looking, but he's got the white rings around his eyes and the cream color that she's got on her nose. That's a characteristic that's a Jersey cow, and he's a registered Jersey cow. He's homozygote for polled, so he doesn't produce horns, and he's massive looking. He's just gorgeous. His mother was producing 55 pounds of milk on just one day milking with a calf on her. That is almost 7 gallons a day just for one milking. So if you were to like milk her out, she was probably milking close to 14 gallons, possibly 13 max, which is more than what she produces. But she's a big producer at 8 gallons a day, which is pretty decent. So I thought, man, wouldn't that be nice? And that bull is offered sex semen only. And then the other bull is non-sex semen, so it's just whatever you get is what you'll get off of him. His straws are $25 per straw, and the other bull that I'm talking about, he is $40 per straw because it's sex semen, so you're guaranteed to get a little heifer calf, which is amazing. And these bulls are out of Nebraska, Fall Creek Farms, I think is what it's called. I've looked up some other places, but they're all mini bulls and mini jerseys, and I was kind of looking into wanting mini jerseys, but I think they're a cross. They're not a pure jersey. And I thought, you know what, pure jerseys, they're not much bigger anyways. I mean, I think I could probably tape her, and she's probably 50 inches maybe. I'm not real sure, but I think I'll tape her one day and then let you guys know what she actually is. My tape is in the house, so I can't do it. But yeah, I'm really excited to know that we're 5 weeks and 2 days away from meeting little Grace. And I told myself that anything that comes out of Faith, like her next calf will be named Hope. Then she'll have another calf named Love. And that's the 4 symbols. Faith, Grace, Hope, and Love are the 4 symbols of a good, honest heart and mind, a following of Jesus Christ. So that's why I wanted to do that. Both the bulls that I was speaking of are pulled in homozygote for no horns, which I think is, I knew that some jerseys have, you know, that they are pulled, but I didn't realize that they, you know, that they weren't. But I think if I can find an homozygote pulled bull calf, that's what I would want, so he doesn't have horns. And she almost feels like she is a pulled cow herself because where her horns would have been, those are really like, they feel really different than what my goats that had horns and then been dehorned. But I did see that some of his little calves that he had, the older ones, they did have like little horn buds coming up, but some of them didn't. They were just, it felt like a hole in the head. And that's kind of how she feels when you touch her there. It's kind of squishy. So she might be. I'd have to get a hold of Tracy. I thought it said in his ad, you know, some are pulled, some aren't. Some are naturally 100% pulled, some are not. It said he had A and A2 Jersey cows available. A2 and A2. So he had just a single chromosome and then the double. And he knows that I really like the double chromosome. And both those bulls are A2 bulls too. So that's something too that I was hoping to find. They had another bull that was available, but none of his stuff was available. None of his semen was available. It said unavailable at this time. And they were saying about the one bull, the dark colored one, I thought it was him, that they let him out with 25 heifers to be bred. And the first heat, 18 of them took. They didn't come back into heat. And he was running with them for, I thought it said 29 days or something like that. That grass that she's eating there, she don't really care for it because she's ate everything else down around it. But I mean, she is eating it. I want to give her more space. I really do. We got plenty of grass areas to give her. I just need to get stuff moved out of the way and figure out. I've got 11 more panels that I can add to this. So I'm not really sure what direction I want to add it to, but like I said, I wanted to try to make this over here her area too, but I've got to move the rabbits first. Because that way my husband wouldn't have to mow as much. But it really does look different with having our place mowed, that's for sure. She's so quiet when I'm out here with her. And she usually doesn't moo until she sees me or I leave. And then she'll moo. And it's not like a first moo that she was doing when she first got here. Like, where's my people? You know, where's my friends? That type of moo because she was lonely. The moo that I get from her now is like, please don't leave. It's a real soft little moo like she would be talking to her baby with. But she does do that for me, and I like it. I really do, because I know she wants me to stay. We got baby side on this side, lunch on that. Little Jersey calves only weigh about 20 pounds or so. 30 at the most, I'm thinking. If that. It's not like a Holstein calf that weighs about 100 to 110 pounds. Jerseys are a lot smaller. Now you can really see the baby sticking out. Because the way she's leaning. One thing I did notice about them, how long the bull's tails were. They were like super long and full of hair. She doesn't have a whole lot of hair on her tail. She says, this stuff is good. All the birds, you can just hear them singing. She's not making too much of a mess with her hay. She really likes the chaff. She does eat some of the stem. It's more leafy looking. But I've been taking what's on the ground there and scooping it up and throwing over the fence till I get enough to feed all the rabbits with. And they really like the stems. They're really eating it pretty good. And that's this year's first cutting. But like I told Billy, I think we got 12 second cutting round bills, and I'd rather her be on that when she's milking for sure. And then we could give like the little heifer calf, we could give her hay off, you know, one of these round bills if we put it in the barn. And then I could feed the rabbits with it too from inside the barn. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We'll have to take all those pallets out of there and put a round bell in there on one pallet. Keep it up away from the wall so I'll be able to, you know, use it as I need it. And then any of the chaff that falls on the ground I can save and then put that in her grain mixture at where she eats when I go to milk her. Billy goes, well, why do we need a stanchion? You said that you could for sure just milk her right out in the field. And I said, well, I could, but I'm pretty sure I could. But I still would like her to be still, so she's not going to like walk off on me. Because that's all I would need is to spill my bucket. That's the only downfall about hand milking is, but if you know your cow well enough, like I told Billy, I said, if I even had a post in there, then I could put her grain on and just tie her to the post. I could do that too. I mean, she's got to learn how to do that. Come Monday, I'll have 4 weeks. Or is it 5 weeks? Yeah, 5 weeks exactly, Monday, to be able to get her halter trained and then get my barn cleaned out and a stanchion put in there. Or use my goat stanchion for her stanchion. But I got to measure her and find out how tall it should be. And I want it to be away from the side of the barn. So if I want to milk her on the right side of her, I could, or just milk her from the left side. It shouldn't matter which side I want to milk her from. But I want to be able to have room for that and be able to get in there to her to be able to do it. So I've got, like I said, 5 weeks come Monday. And Monday is when I'm going to start halter training her. It's kind of hard to try to do that when she's so hungry because, she's got a growing baby in there. And you can see how low she is, that bloop right there. Her bag is really starting to look a lot better. Starting to fill in. It looks like I might need to clean her vulva again. She's got some poop at the end of where her vulva is and the hair comes down off of it. You can see her milk veins. Got horses over there eating. Maggot looks like. We got, looks like Maverick right there eating. Jazzy on the other side. Herc, I think's in the shed. Diamond and Jill were out there eating too when I was watering. I had to water Jill and Diamond's tank. She didn't drink much water. Faith didn't drink much water yesterday because it was only about a quarter gone. Her back cracks a lot too when she stretches her neck out. Her back will crack quite a bit. Sounds like the neighbors are coming down the drive from their house behind us. Or maybe not. The gnats are pretty bad out here right now, but thankfully they're not getting in my eyes or anything. is a beautiful day. It's only like 60 degrees out right now. It was 54 when I got up this morning and came out. But she acts like she limps, I noticed, on her right front. Just a little bit. I've noticed that since the day we gotten her. She's got a beautiful udder. Quite large. She's got one of the bigger udders I've seen on a Jersey cow. And she's starting to pursuit outwards. You can see she's starting to fill in back here. I think it's just the way she stands that makes her look like she's a little uneven, and then she goes to try to move that leg. Because like I said, when she stands, she looks like she's bow-legged, like her shoulders come out. But she is pretty heavy right now. She's very heavy with calf, that's for sure. I keep telling myself she's only got another 5 weeks and 2 days. I'm just gonna poop. See, it runs right down on her vulva there. And you know that can't be very sanitary. She didn't go where I thought she would. She's a little more hungry than what I thought. I think she still would prefer to have the grass over the alfalfa though. But she really does like her alfalfa. I'm getting a nice view of that rear udder, aren't we? She's whipping that tail to the one side, isn't she? If she had longer hair, she'd be able to whip it a little further up. As the baby side, maybe we could go over and see her. Because I think my video is going to be long enough. She's got cow pies all over by the feeder. But that's okay. See, we don't mind it. See, that's just fertilizer. Huh, Faith? It's just fertilizer. Yeah, look at that bag. It's clear down to her knees. And then you got her going this way. She ain't standing very square. Huh, girl? Okay, can we see Grace? Is she moving in here? Grace? Are you moving in here, little one? That's a good picture of her udder. I'm trying to think of, I was going to post it on my business page on Facebook, what her udder looks like right now, at, you know, almost 5 weeks prior. But yeah, she's a good girl. I mean, I can't complain at all. She really likes the company knowing that I'm out here though. That is for sure. I like the fact that she's now eating this stuff. I think this is ryegrass, but I'm not for sure. But she is eating it now, and that's nice to see. You can just see underneath her collar, or her throat strap there on the halter. I thought maybe she needed a bigger one, but that one actually... Oh, she's right there. Grace! She's right there, guys. She's pushing right up against here. There's a butterfly. Grace! Yep, she's moving. I hope you guys can see that. She's a moving in there. There's a butterfly right there. It's just checking. There's some more of the blue flowers. Yeah, this is an old wound that she had from, look how dirty my nails are. From being at the other farm, another scab. And then her other scab is down here, on this teat right down here, on that side, right on the corner here, is where her other little scab is that she has. She's such a good girl. She's such a good girl. She's a good girl. Alright, Faith. I'm going to go sit back down. I'm going to end this video. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this little time that we spent out here just keeping Faith company, as she likes that. And I'm glad I'm doing a lot of videoing right now because she's used to me holding my phone up and everything, and she's not too concerned about it at all, which is nice to know. So when it comes to milking and stuff, hand milking, I'm going to get my phone set up so you guys can see me hand milk. And it'll be a whole process of it, so it's probably going to take me a while. But hopefully I can get her milked out pretty quick, even though she's a large milker. We'll see how my hands go, and like I told Billy, I said my hands are workable now. I don't have the pain that I had in them before, so I should be able to do this. And if I get to the point where it's too much, I can always put her on the machine. But my goal is to hand milk. I mean, that's what they did way back when. You know, they hand milked every single cow. I mean, Billy Graham talks about going out and milking cows by hand on their dairy farm before he went to school. And yeah, that'd be wonderful. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you to all of our viewers and our subscribers and our members. And as always, until next time, God bless you all.